happen for inside Osun State. It can't like say not be any more election anymore, because if you see waiting they happen when they say number of people don't die for inside Osun State, not be just even about the death. Now the amount of threats where they happen, the amount of arrests where they happen, the amount of people they say waiting they go on. Not just election, I mean something else. Are we still in democracy? Or exactly waiting it be? Where it be say would they see all this kind of bitterness and animosity and anything where if you call them for inside Osun State? Well, to answer some of these questions, for all the drama we don't go on for Osun State, as about 29 people so far, and they say don't die. Some people they talk say they more. The APC they accuse their court party of killing their people. Their court party they show evidence of APC people they threaten, say make APC any other party not even try near come outside for election. Before I say they go shoot and kill aside. All of these threats just they happen. And what happens? What do the security agencies supposed to do? We don't see security agencies arrest a couple of people. Their court party people, they talk, say, now mostly their people, now they don't arrest. Say they don't arrest over 60-something people of their members then. And they carry them go Abuja long law. Go keep them there since. What to make they arrest them? Whereas they say, people where they say they openly they threaten people's lives for inside Osun State. Where be APC members, they never arrest them, they leave them. All that's not accusation, counter accusation, and all of that's in the rain for inside Osun State. Which side you go believe right now? What did they really go on? Now election, now people of Osun State won't get. Maybe for fit vote person will go govern them for the next 4 years. But how we go fit do this election without fear of say more lives got lost? Why must we lose people anytime we say we do election for Nigeria? That's a question where I no get answer to. But my guest today for inside the show, go fit answer some of these questions. Then that after the break. Welcome to Updated Precious. And come back, stay with us. Good evening once more, and welcome to Updated Precious. Another beautiful day to bring you an update of all the things we share live for inside our country, Nigeria. Joining me for inside the studio this evening, that Dr. Katch will be seen. I'm Dr. Patapata of Heritage Center. Dr. Katch, good evening and thank you so much. We have been looking for you since, so we'll be waiting. But we say even if not 2 a.m. today, we must get this conversation today. Dr. Katch, let me gist you. Do you all know that all this while you were away, a lot of things have been happening in Nigeria? Yeah, you know that it is my duty to bring you gossips now. Number one gossip is all the things that is happening in Nigeria in Osun State. Do you want to start with Osun State, or you want to start the one that people are saying that a president never respond though after a certain cleric call people what's with that infidels, saying the particular religion, get population pass on Nigeria, now make the do Muslim ticket and nothing will happen. Where you want start exactly, Dr. Katch? You know, I decided bring plenty gossip. Come give you. What's we go do now? Message no go fake messenger. Which one I go bring? Come give you, sir. Good evening and welcome, sir.
Thank you very much. I'm grateful for you having me, and also very happy with your audience. I want to say the war in Osun State is between two families.
Two families,
what? Yes, two families. It is a war between the Tinubu's ancestral home of Iragbiji. Of course, you know, Minister Oyetola is Tinubu's sister's son. And so these people are fighting to seize Osun State from the hands of the family from Ede, which is the Adelekes. And that's why you're seeing Oyetola and Tinubu are seeing this as a fight to finish. To the rest of Nigeria, they see an election for a new tenure for the governor. But what I see there is a war between two families. Tinubu's family, as represented by the behavior of Minister Oyetola, and of course, they want to take the state out from the hands of the most popular family today in Osun State, which is the Adeleke family. So that's what I see. Nothing surprises me. And you heard Tinubu say that all is fair in politics. That's not true. In politics, in every given society like ours, politics is governed by laws. The laws that govern not only our constitution, but also govern electoral period behaviors. So they are now abandoning all those things and trying to think, as Tinubu said, all is fair in politics. All is not fair in politics. Arresting those people you talked about have been going on for a very long time. Over 60 people, going close to 100, have been arrested. They were brought to Abuja earlier, and they shared in between Kuje prison, and some were also remanded in Kefi prison. So those are strategies of intimidation. But as you can see, if Tinubu goes on this way, that's why I told you earlier with the audience that I doubt if this man will allow elections. Now we're beginning to see this is not election.
Why they talk whether he doubts so then go allow election? Why, sir?
Well, what you're seeing now is not an election in Osun, it's a war. And that's when you now leave it from being the regular, polite, civil electoral contest, and you now turn it to outright war, where you have to harass the people, arrest everybody. That's not in tune with the demands of our laws. And I condemn it. I condemn what's going on in Osun. I think this is unfair. This is not the best. And of course, it tells you the issues of who's popular, who's not popular. And those who are not popular think they can grab it, they can seize it, and then run with it and declare themselves winners and then tell the right people to go to court. It's not the very best for our country.
So they talk, say people wait perhaps not today popular few say they go fit grab the position, snatch up, run away with them. They tell the other person when you go court if you're hungry.
That's right. They are looking to grab it, snatch it, and run away with it, and then declare themselves winner and tell the rest of the people to go to court. So it is sad that we're having a lot of deaths that are going on with this. Whenever you see this kind of desperation in a very, very contagiously dangerous form, it's not the very, very best. This is not the best. I think we can do better as a society.
But sir, if you look well at the way election don't they happen since for inside this country, almost around every election cycle, whether na local government or whether na state or whether na off-season election like this one or whether na by election or you must hear one news of katakata or the other, killing, grabbing, ballot snatching, violence, one thing or the other. Why election they mad with this kind of things for inside Nigeria? Waiting the real reason. Because I sure say small picking when they grow up now, we won't know that explanation. Why election always they full of this kind of trouble all the time, sir?
This crisis started from 1978, when, as I told you earlier, after the end of the Civil War, Nigeria was 35% Muslims. But when Murtala was killed in Dimka's coup, the Muslims got more desperate, and you can see the cascade of coups ranging from Buhari's coup, and then when Ekweme got out of prison, he went to see Shagari and said, "Sir, you are the president, I'm the vice. Why was I the person incarcerated?" Shagari told him that they told him that the reason for the coup is to prevent him, Ekweme, from succeeding Buhari, from succeeding Shagari, and that we, the Christians, and then the Muslims should not share power. Of course, you saw there's been in the intention since. They simply think that, yes, through the coups of Buhari, Babangida, and Abacha, they now rewrote the decrees to kind of superimpose the interests of the Muslims on top of the Nigerians. All that time they were persecuting Igbos. It was simply because Igbos were the largest pool of Christians in West Africa. And you can see how the demonization has sustained, trying to gain all the Igbos within the deltaic areas of the Niger River. Don't forget, the Niger Delta is not an ethnic area. It's a geographical area made up of all the people living within the deltaic tributaries of the Niger River. And that's why you saw the Igbos from the time of the Willings Commission being so suppressed as a way to even get some of those Igbos within the Thrêæts tributaries to deny their Igbo-ness. You see that it has continued in places like Rivers. But thank God the Igbos were able to get an Ikwere man, Senator Mbata, to become the President General for Hanese and Igbo. That's not making a lot of people very happy. So they are playing their games, and we also know what they are doing. So the Muslims have declared war against Christians, and that's what you're saying. Their delegates are Christians. They control Osun State. The Muslims don't want that. And they have matched, the Yoruba Muslims have matched with the Fulani Muslims and then trying now to seize the country. That's why I told you earlier that a lot of what you're seeing are consequences of state capture. Of course, you have what Sheikh Jingir said, that whether the Christians like it or not, that they will teach us, the Christians, the infidels, as he said, the lesson, and insist that they are more in number. And that's what I told you here earlier when we had this program some months ago, that Nigeria, despite all this acrobatics, remains till tomorrow a Christian majority country. If you look at the correlation between population density and school enrollment, population density and hospital records, population density and the bank records, Nigeria till tomorrow morning remains a Christian majority country. But the Muslims are no more hiding their intentions. You've heard what the Jingir said, that they are doing the Muslim ticket simply to try to intimidate the Christians, that they have more numbers. They don't have that number. If they allow the registration of religion and ethnicity on Nigeria's census papers, you will see that the truth will start to come out. So the war hasn't stopped. And you can see that's why those others, minority Sunni Muslims, the Fulanis, who now link up with the Yoruba Muslim to try to now seize the country, the war is also raging in the southwest. You now have a Christian family who control Osun State, but no, some Muslims want to say, no, that cannot be, they will take it by force, and you're seeing the same issue. So when you see Igbos persecuted, when you see thieves persecuted, when you see the Bachama persecuted, when you see the Gbagi persecuted, the Gbagis represent the largest pool of Christians in the north central area. That's why you see them, they've been scattered into about 5-6 different states. The Gbagi own Zaria, the Gbagi own Kaduna, the Gbagis own Mena, the Gbagis own Suleja, they own Abuja, they own Biriningwari. So that's round, but they own it. But what happened? The Gbagis were now put into about 6 to 7 different states, and they can't come together. Just the same way the Ndoki have put into about 4 different states to damage them, and then yet these are supposed to be one group. Now the real war, the scramble for Nigeria has started, and we are now looking at, you can see from probably next week, we will open in Abuja a conference of ethnic nationalities of Nigeria to come and put their voice to their own feelings about the restructuring. Everybody will come to Abuja, everybody will say their own, and we will take it from there. It will be very, very exciting going from next week, what you'll see happen across Nigeria.
Dr. Katch, this one I talk next week. What's going to happen for Nigeria? You know, say campaigns go start sometime that next week. We talk about like this, so and presidential campaign. And as it starts, it go that difficult though for some people to campaign, because with the way it be say this whole thing about religious division, ethnic division, don't make us there for this election. And then governors now, I know say most of the governors now APC governors. Now most of them for different states don't they pay presidential election billboard, plenty money for their states. Some people say for you to put billboard, you go pay 150 million to put billboard, do not be then go do the flex for you to put billboard. Governorship,
That's right.
100 million. So Abuja, you know, the governor of Abuja, minister of Abuja don't talk the same thing. So with all of this, how you take things, say this election will feed it. I would have expected, in fact, I advocated on this platform, for instance, to begin with, say that kind of statement where it be say a Muslim cleric make, especially at the time when it be say some people for US don't come talk, say, oh, Christians, they kill them for Nigeria, and make it need to happen. I'd expected that, understanding that President Tinubu they continue with Muslim tickets away from the balance we always know inside Nigeria, that it would have been fair that the same people who have been respond to the Matiku Abubakar Peter Obi when they talk about the president should have responded to that sheikh and tell the sheikh, say, no, 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 no. We need to do religious intolerance here. I beg you, this will not represent our opinion, no, and all that. Do you not think, or do you think that it would have been that it is proper for the president and the presidency to respond to Sheikh Jingir? Is it important? If it is, why do you think it's important? And why do you think they are
Well,
yet
it
to
is
respond?
important for the president as father of nation to move in to speak, to condemn such words of calling Christians infidel, insisting that Muslims will do what they want. No, they won't do that, what they want. You know, the issue about this country is been on for quite some time, but it has now come to the shores. And we are watching how this game will be. It was pretentiously played like it was an ethnic attack. It was not. It was Muslims attacking Christians all along. Igbos were being attacked simply because they represent the largest pool of Christians in West Africa. Same thing in the north central area. Baggies have been attacked. The Biroms have been attacked. The thieves have been attacked. The thieves are mostly Catholics. And then the other people in Tivland are members of NKST, which means Nengu Christi, Al Sudan Hentif, because in the days before the creation of Nigeria, which this part of the country, the north, was being called, was the Sudan. That's why you see Alhaji Isa Dagazao's traditional title, Sarkin Sudan, now we know. Sarkin Sudan, now we know. And that's even the religious organizations that came here first, the SIM. It was named the Sudanese Interior Ministry, and later it now transmuted, and you now had things like the Equa Church, then you have Kokin. The Baggies, also called the Wari, are the largest pool of Equa Church, and you can see how they've been treated. So all along, it was just small push against the Christians, who are the ones being killed here. Apart from dispensable houses who are Muslims, but not regarded by the Fulani, who are actually now fighting to seize last swaths of Hausa land. That's why you saw Buhari all over the world to come to Nigeria. But of course, the problem with inviting those Muslims to come here is that you don't have land. And because Nigerians, like other Africans, are emotionally attacked, the Fulani started to dispossess the Christians of their land in Kaduna, southern Kaduna, dispossess them also in Plateau State. That is where you call the Biroms were being killed. Of course, the war also went up to Christians in Pangshin, Langtan area earlier. Christians in Bokos are being killed, where Mr. Darie comes from. Those are all Christian communities being attacked. Christians being killed also in the Gembu Highlands, that's a Taraba State. They were killed in the Kaka and the Mambela Plains. And of course, the TV who are being killed along the Benue Valley. These are all Christians. So, but Nigerians didn't understand these issues before. Thank God, Sheikh Jingir has now said it. They were all playing on to impose the Muslims and seize the country. Of course, historically, Muslims have never, ever agreed to equality. Wherever they are about 30%, they start fighting. You can see their game in Europe, the strategy based on religious migrations. You go there, you keep, small areas you propagate your area based on religion, make trouble, frighten the people there, then you control a small area, then you can now run an election, win, become mayor of Birmingham, become mayor of Bristol, become mayor of wherever, and using that. So that's the same strategy you're seeing the Fulanis using here. So they are fighting, possessing the Christians of their land, and killing Christians in the cause, because you cannot take land without doing ethnic cleansings. And when you do ethnic cleansings and then head the indigenous people who own those lands to what we now call IDP camps, the people being killed are Christians. But you also see Christians who are paid to campaign for Muslims to come, just like you've seen Atiku do. Atiku is playing the game of some Muslim leaders that for you to stop a Christian running, run to undermine the opposition. That's what it is. If Atiku had allowed the zoning, the presidential pendulum that's been in the north for over 8 years to now swing back to the south and allow that zoning to occur, a Christian will have gotten the ticket and won. He ran to be able to make sure he divided the Christian and their vote, and that was how Tinubu came on. And now you've seen it. We're into another election. That same thought of religious divide have come on. How come the president has not spoken to condemn what the intolerant Muslim leader, Sheikh Jingir, said? No, they've all kept quiet. As she rightly pointed out, all those Christians who are hired to attack Christians, they didn't say anything when Sheikh Jingir said such provocative and very offensively unacceptable language, calling Christians infidels, and that they will show Christians what it is. They are this, they are that.
Oh dear. Hello, Dr. Katch. I think his network has gone bad. Okay, so I think I will not waste time in this conversation. Make I open the phone line very quickly so that I go fit jumping on the conversation as fast as possible. Considering say the night don't they very fast spent. I mean, I think it should be more of a question, less of mine. Since we say we don't to take time too much for the night. So so please, Dr. Katch, can you hear me? Oh yeah, unfortunately he cannot hear me. But I'll be opening the phone line so that we can all jump in on the conversation and be part of the conversation. Let's see. So let me quickly highlight the so network has booted him out. Sincere apologies. I'm sure he'll rejoin us very soon. Sincere apologies. All right, Nigerians phone lines are open. Please check on the pinned post and you see the the pinned post and you get the link to join the conversation right away, or you call the WhatsApp number. The WhatsApp number is 090 0808 675 9679. That's the number to call. Phone lines are open so you can join the conversation. All right. Dr. Katch, can you hear me, sir? Dr. Katch, all right, sir. Go ahead. Sincere apologies. Network be no let us hear you well. Oh, yeah, continue, sir. Can you hear me, sir? All right, so go ahead, sir.
I can hear you.
Your network be bad.
What is being talked about?
No, your network be bad, sir. Your network be very bad. So your audio be muffled up.
1 minute, we'll get it well. We'll get it well.
Okay.
I don't know how it is suddenly. It started again, but I'm sure we're going to get with this and we will do well. No doubt. Sir. So as I'm saying, this is not very good time in our country. What was being spoken to secretly is now out in the open, you know? And I think we have to be very careful so that we do not.
What was that thing that was spoken about secretly that is now out in the open? Oh dear. Sincere apologies. Network. All right, Nigeria's phone lines are open. Please jump in on the conversation right away. 0808 6759 679. 0808 6759 679. That's the number to call. Or you click on the link on the pinned post and it will bring you straight into the studio to join the conversation. Or you just call that number on WhatsApp alone, please. Only on WhatsApp, please. Or you just click on that link for the pinned post and it will bring you straight into the studio so that you will join the conversation. Sincere apologies for that little hitch or glitch with Dr. Katch. And one of those things APC will experience for inside here. But we shall say it will better. Small. It will better. All right. I don't know if Dr. Katch can hear me now. Oops, network is still not good enough at all. I want to know, I'll be sure it's not my own network either. I hope somebody can hear me. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. Let's just be sure that you can hear me. All right. Mr. Hello, you're welcome. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay, just to be sure you can hear me, because sorry, for a moment I thought it was my own network.
So, no, I can hear you loud and clear.
All right, okay then. All right, so you can go ahead and ask your questions, depending on when Dr. Katch comes in.
Okay, yeah, my question to him is regarding this because there's a new bill which I read now that is going through the National Assembly. It's called the NGO Regulation Bill.
The one that Chidodin was talking about. I've had that conversation.
That they want to have control over churches.
Yes, I was waiting for
is that all NGOs in the country, they want to, it's like, because for me, I've just been thinking about this, which means, are we not turning to North Korea? That the North Korea, which means the people in North Korea do not have a say in the country, is what the so-called leader says. That is what everybody would do. So if you want to take the voice away from the NGO, you want to gag them and all that. So which means the country is finished.
No, let's say finish up.
So if these NGOs, and you know, NGOs, the churches are there.
So say a lot of people they talk, say this NGO thing is actually targeted at most of those NGOs will be seen through them, now be see this terrorism, the go high for inside the country. Remember that is that aspect. Do you understand? Remember that is that, and most of them they come in the guise of NGOs like this. Now all these things they happen. So I don't know if you understand that.
Yeah, but for me, there is still question to ask on those areas as well, because you can't just all of a sudden you just wake up, because that's where sometimes I ask myself, what is the government? This government, what is really going on? The kind of policies, the kind of stuff they just wake up, they just bring. Because okay, if you look at what we are talking about now, that NGO now, you have churches under there, you have mosques there, you have human rights organization there, you have election monitoring group there, you have humanitarian NGO, non-profit hospitals, non-profit school, student association, community development association, and so on and so forth. So you want to have a say in all of them. So there's something wrong somewhere. So that's what I wanted to put to him, if he can elaborate on that as well.
All right, I hope he joins us soon. But whilst he's joining us, let me play that video from Chidi Odinkan so that people who do not understand what you're talking about can understand it. Let's take a listen.
Nigeria's National Assembly is currently considering the NGO regulation bill for passage. It has gone through the first reading, it's gone through second reading, it's now in committee stage, and later this month, the Committee on NGOs in the House of Representatives in Abuja will be holding a public hearing on the bill. And it's important that you understand what this bill means and its implications for both yourself as a citizen and for the country in general. And let me be clear. This is the most dangerous piece of legislation that has come for consideration in the National Assembly since the return to civil rule in 1999. It covers the activities of every entity and everybody that is not government. And it affects churches, mosques, schools, universities, hospitals, everything, as well as humanitarian operations wherever they are taking place in the country, whether in the northeast or in the southeast or south-south, whether in the middle belt or in the northwest or southwest. It is totalitarian in its consequences. Now, what does the bill require? Basically, all resources, all funds, everything that are collected or liable to be collected and made available to service communities, individuals in need in this country will be subject to Abuja. Before you can raise funds in your church and your mosque, you have to get Abuja's permission. After you've raised the money, you have to return them to Abuja for Abuja to tell you what to do with them. And when you've done that, only Abuja can help you to do your audits. Nobody can operate anything without clearance from Abuja. It's worse than a totalitarian piece of legislation. For the old mamas and old papas doing isusu in the village, that is revolving credit. Before you do your collections, you come to Abuja for clearance. After you've done your collections, before you share the money or rotate the collections amongst the beneficiaries, you come to Abuja for clearance. Ahmadiyya movement will have to come to Abuja for clearance. NASFAT will come to Abuja to do anything. The mosques that do collections every Friday to support people in their congregations and their communities will all have to account for that money to civil servants who will either tell them what to do with it or collect it and trouser it into their pockets. The churches will be out of business. The mosques will be endangered. This is what the legislators want us to subscribe to. And as a citizen, you've got to understand that this means that there'll be no voice of criticism for government. Nobody can tell government anything. What this body proposes to do, what government is proposing with this bill, is that after it has been passed, everybody organizing in Nigeria under any form, students, All Students Association, Reverend Sisters in convents, Reverend Fathers and pastors, wherever they may be, imams, alfas, and everybody, you will have to apply to Abuja for them to register you to operate. If they agree to register, they can refuse to register you, in which case you cannot do anything. Now, if they agree to register you, however, you will have to only hold that license for 2 years. After those 2 years, you will have to apply for them to renew your license. If they agree at that time to renew your license, you can continue operating for another 2 years. If they don't agree, that license lapses. If you try to do anything without that license, you'll be liable to be imprisoned for 18 months. And if they are sympathetic and agree not to send you to jail, you may be let go with a fine of 500,000 naira. The civil servants will collect this money in the name of the politicians. It will be used to fire up political power that will not be accountable to any one of us. And this is why I'm saying that this is the most dangerous piece of legislation that's been considered in our country to date, in the past 20 years. But you can do something about it. This does not have to be law. This will not be law if you agree that.
All right. Well, there you go. Now, what's here to talk about with that, Abi? Hello.
Yeah.
All right. So Dr. Katch said he will join us in the next 3-4 minutes, hopefully. Well, PH, let's just ride on with the conversation while he joins us. PH, good evening and welcome.
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead. You have a contribution to make.
Go ahead. Good evening, Precious, and good evening, audience in the house.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening.
Welcome.
Precious, I don't know where to start from.
Start from anywhere.
Is it from
the beginning,
is
the
it
middle,
from
anywhere. Even from
my
the previous
question,
conversation that we have, you can start with that.
All right, since Osun's to my lips anyway, let me start with Osun.
All right, sir. Go ahead.
The question I want to ask, all the military they said they employed, but they said Osun is full of soldiers and police and RAS and whatever they call them. Where are they with all these thugs moving around the streets? All those soldiers, they say they employed all over the place in Osun State. Where are they? And they say all these things, all these threats, people are, APC staffs are giving to this, are called their party members. It's so frustrating what Nigeria has driven to. It's really very bad to see all this is happening in Nigeria. And the whole world is watching Nigeria, watching everything that's happening in Nigeria. Talking about the lawmaker that said what he said was AI. I look at myself, I just want to cry for Nigeria. All these politicians, whatever they do now, they refer to AI. That's AI. That is not them anymore. What is wrong with Nigeria, for goodness sake? Nigeria behaves like a country that has no leader. Even in animal farm, there are still rules and regulations that governs them. Us in Nigeria is a different thing. People just do things anyhow. You threaten people left and right, nobody does anything. They do wrong thing, no implication about what they are doing. I don't know, but I wanted to ask Dr. Katch.
You will
to
ask
do
him.
with
Okay, he's back here.
all right. Can you hear me now?
Dr. Katch, can you hear us now, Dr. Katch? Hello, Dr. Katch, can you hear us?
I think it's a problem with connection.
I don't know if it's connection problem or he's muted. Dr. Katch, you're muted if you can hear us, so we can't hear you.
I wanted to ask him, what does he think about this G100 stuff?
Okay,
Because
the G100. Yes, that
yeah,
also part
most
of my line of
obedience are talking about Obi backing out from that thing
okay.
for him not to be entrapped
I
again.
don't know why he can't hear us, but I'm sure he'll rejoin and he would hear us.
For me, I feel that is article handwork. I don't trust it
Most
at all.
most most obedient all over the world are talking about this
Yes,
trap they want to plant for Peter at this moment. For me, it does not make sense.
Yeah, because I feel
All
that's
the
the
whole
way.
all the whole parties they've gotten their candidates. They've submitted to ANEC. So if they are putting up this G something they are putting up now, for what purpose? Atiku is not going to drop down.
That's because a lot of people have often said that it's impossible for the opposition to confront the ruling party.
Precious is true. Just like I said a few days ago,
Uh,
Nigerians have over many million people. The last election, how many million voted? Less than 30 million people voted in Nigeria.
yes.
I was thinking with the occurrence in Nigeria now that the youths, mostly the youths, my focus is on the youths, that they've seen what this man can do. Yeah, for 3 years now, they've seen everything for themselves. Is it not time that everybody stand up and say, okay, let's try this one and see how this one is going to perform? They've seen Buhari, they've seen Good Luck, they've seen Tinubu now. Why not try this Obi guy? Let's see what he's going to bring up. If he does not perform, the same way we voted him in, we want to vote him out. If he believes in the rule of law. But the whole thing is just, to be frank with you, Precious, Nigeria, I don't know what's happening in Nigeria, to be frank with you.
Let me add something to you quickly. You see the reason why the West will continue to dominate the world and everything. You see the West now, even where we are now, they continue to sponsor children, teach them, educate them to make sure they get education, they know what to do in future, tomorrow, they know what to do about life and everything tomorrow. But back in Africa, in Nigeria and so forth, the children are out of school. No education, nothing. So tell me, how can Africa compete with the West?
No, for that one, we can't.
To money, collect everything. So you see that Africa, Nigeria is in a big mess.
But my problem with our problem in Nigeria is that Nigeria will have billionaires, we have rich people. There's no state in Nigeria that hasn't got any mineral resources in Nigeria. All the whole states in Nigeria are well to do. But it's governance. Governance is the problem in Nigeria. Our leaders. Precious, remember the last time I spoke about research?
Yes, you said so.
Nigeria needs a research. It needs a leader that can be able to change the way things have been done before. That change is very, very important in Nigeria. Let me even say the whole Africa. But let's start from Nigeria first. Because once Nigeria gets it right, other leaders will just duplicate what Nigeria is doing. So I was thinking, with what this G10 or G100 they are making about, for me, it does not really make much impact to me. Let the Nigerian people speak for themselves. Let Nigeria stand up. You've tried this one, you've tried this one. Why don't we try this one and see what it's going to bring? All those million people that didn't vote the last election, where are they? So for me, I should allow Obi and Kwankwaso to run by themselves. Now the campaign is going to start. Let them campaign, galvanize Nigerians. Tell them what they're going to bring for them. And see if Nigerians will not follow them. So that's my little contribution. If Dr. Katch is back, I want to ask him something personally anyway.
We'll have to make it a direct call. Because our village people, they just won't make sure so we need to get
honestly, Precious, Nigeria case. Nigeria case for us here, me personally, I can't just wrap my head around it. I wake up in the morning, I want to hear Nigerian news. Before I go to bed, it's Nigerian news. Any minute, it's Nigerian news. Once I pick up my phone, I want to hear about what's happening in Nigeria. I hope, I believe that this 2027, that Nigeria will get it right. Even not,
Do
and
you
let me say youth,
do you
not even
think
Nigeria. Let me
do
say
you think
youth.
it's
Yeah.
Nigeria or black people?
Well, let's start from our home. They say charity begins at home. Let's start from Nigeria first.
But
If our youths are able to stand up and do the right thing,
this National Assembly, this state National Assembly, is the worst National Assembly that country
my
has ever.
brother, I was telling them, I was telling Precious the last time we spoke, was it a few days ago, that for me, it should be shut down. And even talking about that, I don't know if it's Chidi or Deka. I was listening to a few days ago on the news. He said the same thing again too. That he recommend for it to be shut down. Honestly, because it's not working for us, it's not helping us. Those are meant to be our lawmakers. They are meant to fight for us, fend for the poor people. But look at all of them.
Are you are you
Eh?
surprised when Akpabio never conducted, he never participated in election for Senate.
What
He
if you
stood
ask
for
yourself,
presidency, and somehow, some way, I wondered how he ended up a senator, and not only that, Senate president.
State president,
okay, my
thank you.
brother, even if it comes in, why don't you try to help the people? Why don't you come in and help the people? Eh? Look at all the whole lawmakers in Nigeria. All of them. Who can you talk of? They're meant to be the mouth of the Nigerian people. But they got in there, they forgot about everybody. Thinking about the houses they want to build, the countries they want to go, the luxurious cars they want to drive. That wasn't meant to be the focus. So if you ask me, it's of no use to Nigeria. I'm not going to lie to you. All those lawmakers are no use to Nigeria. And look at our governors. Once they retire back to the Senate. You didn't perform in your state. You ended up from your state, end up again to making laws in Nigeria. In fact, Nigeria need a very big reset, honestly speaking. We need someone to come
Bello
and
might be
reset
your
the
next
country.
next lawmaker, very coming soon.
Just
Yahya Bello, he might be your
could
next
you imagine?
lawmaker.
Every failed governor, once he ends up, is fight his way to come back to the Senate and continue.
Can I throw a question to you guys again? What do you guys think about this whole mess? Like, once the governor, like if you are elected as a governor, you finish your 8 years, you do not go beyond that. You just go
My
away from
brother,
it. You stay away
now
from it.
Senate is their dead home now.
They don't talk about it. They cannot talk of saying they are going to Senate to go and retire there. Once they
No,
finish that, they should go away.
it's very, very bad. I don't know the kind of leaders we are grooming in Nigeria, to be frank with you. What are they bringing back to the young people? Their kids are home. What are they teaching them?
Dr. Katch, good evening and welcome. So let's begin with the questions. I don't know if you saw, we cannot hear you. You're muted. Please unmute yourself, sir. You're muted, sir.
I've unmuted myself.
Oh, all right, sir. So I don't know if
Hello,
you saw.
Dr. Katch. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Or good morning.
Everyone.
I have a quick question for you. My name is PH. I'm Peter Henry. That's my name, okay? I've been following you, Dr. Katch. You're a very big mentor to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know. Every day I go around China looking for you to hear where you're gonna be, just to hear you speak.
So you define like saying your village people.
Precious, I'm not gonna lie to you. The same way I look for you guys, the same way I look for Dr. Katch, just to hear him speak. Honestly speaking.
Oh, thank you.
People like this are the people that will need the governance in Nigeria to reset that country we're talking about. Dr. Katch, my question to you, please. This G100 they're talking about. Most obedience all over the world are not. They are against it. What impact would that make to the movement?
What are you talking about?
The G100.
The new coalition that we hear that they're about to form.
The G100.
The new G.
The G100.
G100.
Okay, it is an idea. We don't know where they're going to yet. We don't know if they are making arrangements to get those who don't want Peter to now tell him to step down. But that's not going to work. Take that from me.
Thank you, Dr. Katch.
Is running because P2B is the emblem of the youth who seek a new country. take it from me, he's not going to step down for anybody.
Dr. Katch, please say, draw his ears and let him know, please, that obedience against it.
I don't need to listen.
We are not supposed to fit.
My dear brother. Nobody needs to draw
Yes,
anybody's ear. Everybody knows what's going on. Nobody will get rid of the youths who seek a new Nigeria. So if it is
thank you very much, sir.
Elderly people who are running about plotting to try to see, no, you know, you never know about who a man is when he starts making. When it is a conspiracy to say somebody step down, you need to ask yourself, what are we talking about? The main argument here is argument is a case where some people have had power for 8 years, and now it is the turn of the other half of the country to take power. Having also some people come together to say this man is a trouble, stop him, he's not going to stop. P2B will run. If the G100 are honest about allowing the South to complete their 8-year term, then of course P2B is the only Southerner who is there. The P2B Kwankwaso race is the game. Don't be daunted by the sudden introduction of the Islamic cleric whose incendiary and very divisive words have not yet been criticized by the president. We are watching, and I want to tell you this. When I started my anger in the PDP in 2022, it was because we copied from Atiku Abubakar his fight for equity. That fight for equity got Atiku to now form NPDP caucus in the PDP, which he now used to go and build a coalition which removed the Christian president, Goodluck Jonathan. Since then, Buhari, the Muslim, has had 8 years, and now you've had them as who were doing the election, and P2B was winning in all the exit polls. He won in all the military cantonments in Nigeria where you couldn't do this kind of fraudulent things. And when they saw those exit polls, they stopped the collection of results. And when we say, what's the problem? They say it's a glitch. Then they now decided, as Tinubu said, to sell the presidency to him. He said he bought it with his money. And that's where the problem is. But as he bought it with his money, he now started ruling, but refused to share them into power. And they started a fight against him. They broke his party, formed the ADC, and people like me told Peter, this is not your problem. Don't join them. He still told me that he has to go in there and you cannot negotiate when you're outside the house. He went to negotiate and he found out that the plot against him was heavy. He left and we started on the NDC platform. Of course, now they have seen Peter's popularity is heavy. Some people want to come down. Atiku is paying people, pushing people to say they should gather and then nominate him. That will not happen. P2B will be on the ballot. Either they choose to support him since he's the most popular candidate in the country, or we will continue to go as we are going. Don't be daunted. I please beg you people, don't be undermined by the religious insult by Sheikh Jingir. It's not going to work. Peter is running. He's running as hope of the youth. Peter is the flag bearer that the youth are looking up to. We are not going to allow anything to undermine that. Please don't get disillusioned. Despair is not an option. Continue to be hopeful. Don't allow the sudden war being declared by the Islamic cleric, who the presidency has kept quiet to, meaning that there were people who now nudged that cleric to do this. It has now come up to open war. So the war in Osun State has been driven by Oyetola leading the thing, being the leader of the party in Osun State, and of course being supported by other people, will not work. If they want to allow democracy to exist, they should. We are begging they do not use Osun State just like they used the Western regional crisis in the 60s, and which we did not manage well. The consequences of that mismanagement of the Western regional crisis led to the Civil War. We don't want our democracy truncated. We want to beg people like Atiku and those who support him to please step down for P2B. That's where we are. Because I've said it earlier on this platform, when the opposition is divided, then you don't seem like you're serious. But of course, despite the divisions, P2B remains the most popular politician in the country. And that's why we're asking that they let him run. He has already pledged to do a single term. Allow him to run. So those who are coming together, as Sheikh Jingir said, as religious people, Muslims who fight P2B, who is the Christian in this, we want Nigerians not
so,
to take
Mr. Henry,
seriously.
can you help me put your phone? Anybody who's not speaking, please put your phone on mute, please.
We
so that
are
we don't
not going to go into any religious war. We seek to continue to be civil in everything that we do. Please, Christians should not be driven into thinking that Sheikh Jingir, any reasonable person, there are politicians pushing him to do that to force a division. We would not succumb to such. So all I'm trying to tell you is those of them who were planning Muslim ruling tickets, this is their reason for it. Don't despair. Don't allow them to push you to also do things like they are doing. Let us believe that Nigeria is still salvageable. Those who think they upload Nigeria only if they are people of their faith don't rule, we will not give them that helping hand for them to succeed in tearing Nigeria into a religious war. We will not allow that to happen. Buhari has tried with his own jihad. The Americans have come here to stop it, but of course you can see hearts are very tricky. You are now beginning to see some of those things. All those people who will come out to attack Peter for saying anything, they have not gone on to attack Sheikh Jingir for not declaring a religious war against Christians. I am urging the Christians to ignore that. I am urging the Christians to please don't do any of this. We know that the people ruling in Osun State is a Christian family. They are delegates. And this now being done to them because, as Jingis said, they are Christians. We don't want to get into religious war in our country. No, don't give them the reason to undermine our democracy. I want the Christians listening to me to please not be moved by this thing. Sheikh Jingir is being pushed by politicians to force a religious divide. Of course, you know, most Christian gentlemen who are governors are polite towards this, and nobody has talked. We expect the president to come and condemn such insultive language. They are incendiary and very divisive. So please don't be pushed by such behavior and what is going on in Osun State to also embrace despair. Despair is not an option. Nigeria belongs to all of us. I believe we can coexist with each other. I condemn, and I expect the president to condemn the sudden resort to religious divide as a strategy for political electioneering campaigns.
Thank you so much, Dr. Katch. PH, I hope that answers your question. So let me quickly go back to your question. Hello.
Thank you very much, Dr. Katch.
Dr. Katch, Hello had asked a question, and it's around a particular bill where Ibise Chidodin Kalu raised recently. Where is T.Y. Danjuma in this house? Did he disappear? Okay. I'll make her play you the video quickly of waiting Chidodin Kalu talk, make you forfeit understand them. Now, a bill we get to do with NGOs.
Nigeria's National Assembly is currently considering the NGO regulation bill for passage. It has gone through the first reading, it's gone through second reading, it's now in committee stage, and later this month, the Committee on NGOs in the House of Representatives in Abuja will be holding a public hearing on the bill. And it's important that you understand what this bill means and its implications for both yourself as a citizen and for the country in general. And let me be clear. This is the most dangerous piece of legislation that has come for consideration in the National Assembly since the return to civil rule in 1999. It covers the activities of every entity and everybody that is not government. And it affects churches, mosques, schools, universities, hospitals, everything, as well as humanitarian operations wherever they are taking place in the country, whether in the northeast or in the southeast or south-south, whether in the middle belt or in the northwest or southwest. It is totalitarian in its consequences. Now, what does the bill require? Basically, all resources, all funds, everything that are collected or liable to be collected and made available to service communities, individuals in need in this country will be subject to Abuja. Before you can raise funds in your church and your mosque, you have to get Abuja's permission. After you've raised the money, you have to return them to Abuja for Abuja to tell you what to do with them. And when you've done that, only Abuja can help you to do your audits. Nobody can operate anything without clearance from Abuja. It's worse than a totalitarian piece of legislation. For the old mamas and old papas doing isusu in the village, that is revolving credit. Before you do your collections, you come to Abuja for clearance. After you've done your collections, before you share the money or rotate the collections amongst the beneficiaries, you come to Abuja for clearance. Ahmadiyya movement will have to come to Abuja for clearance. NASFAT will come to Abuja to do anything. The mosques that do collections every Friday to support people in their congregations and their communities will all have to account for that money to civil servants who will either tell them what to do with it or collect it and trouser it into their pockets. The churches will be out of business, the mosques will be endangered. This is what the legislators want us to subscribe to. And as a citizen, you've got to understand that this means that there will be no voice of criticism for government. Nobody can tell government anything. What this body proposes to do, what government is proposing with this bill, is that after it has been passed, everybody organizing in Nigeria under any form, students, Old Students Association, Reverend Sisters in convents, Reverend Fathers and pastors, wherever they may be, imams, alfas, and everybody, you will have to apply to Abuja for them to register you to operate. If they agree to register, they can refuse to register you, in which case you cannot do anything. Now, if they agree to register you, however, you will have to only hold that license for 2 years. After those 2 years, you will have to apply for them to renew your license. If they agree at that time to renew your license, you can continue operating for another 2 years. If they don't agree, that license lapses. If you try to do anything without that license, you'll be liable to be imprisoned for 18 months. And if they are sympathetic and agree not to send you to jail, you may be let go with a fine of 500,000 naira. The civil servants will collect this money in the name of the politicians. It will be used to fire up political power that will not be accountable to any one of us. And this is why I'm saying that this is the most dangerous piece of legislation that's been considered in our country to date, in the past 20 years. But you can do something about it. This does not have to be law. This will not be law if you agree that...
All right, sir. So, Dr. Katch, I don't know if you heard what Professor Chidodin said, sir. You hear that bill? You hear everything when you talk?
Yes, I've been listening to him since.
Okay, sir.
And I know what he's saying.
Okay, sir. Say this particular bill, first of all, then they talk saying that because of terrorism and the funding of terrorism, when they mention of some of these people, then we be say that through their platforms, now the terrorism financing they come in. So now what is supposed to be about? Now there I start from. Make I take your thoughts, sir.
They will tell you stories, but of course, Professor Odinkalu knows what's going on. It's an attempt to all free voices within our Nigerian space. I support Professor Odinkalu's position and words, and I enjoin all Nigerians to please take the message from Chidi Odinkalu very, very seriously.
Okay, so you think that is something that we should be deeply concerned about?
Yes, we should take it very seriously, because any bill that proposes to make you, both religious leaders and everybody, to submit all your spendings to the National Assembly, and of course, the civil servants, as President Carlos said, will pocket that money, and then that means it's actually a way to stifle free speech. It's a way to make sure that you don't do anything in the country unless they say so, the civil servants. And of course, you know what Nigeria is. It's all a strategy towards further control, further emasculation of the space where citizens can say something, citizens can cooperate, citizens can raise money. That money is so raised, you must submit it to them. Of course, once you start submitting such things to them, you know what that means. This is very different from anything that we've ever seen. What you're saying is there are people in the political space whose
HP,
job
please help me
is
mute
simply
yourself, please.
to gag people. It's an attempt to gag Nigerians. It's an attempt to let us not speak freely. I condemn it, and I urge all Nigerians to listen and take everything Chido Dinkalo has said very, very seriously. They've gone through all sorts of strategies to try to stifle our ability to speak. Don't forget, they tried to social media bill. They've tried all that. They're driving us towards not only a totalitarian state, but a dictatorship where nobody will have a voice unless they like what you're saying, and then they will approve for you to say such things. We are driving towards a very, very dangerous edge. And I urge all Nigerians to be as alert and awake as we've always been. Look at it. The youth have stood up and they are trying to drive their game towards a new Nigeria. Those people who love status quo are trying to block us. Everywhere they won't allow us to speak. And I condemn this. And that's also what I've been saying since. The attempt to gag us. It's all over the place. Look at the television stations. They'll give you a list of who and who that they can allow to come on the stations. If you notice, some of us are not allowed to get on television. The TV anchors, the TV stations and broadcast owners have been so intimidated to make sure that those free voices within our space are not heard. And we've moved on to social media, they are still pursuing us that. We moved on to NGOs, they're still pursuing us to that. It's not very good day in Nigeria. This is a very, very, very bad period in our country's history. And we play all Nigerians to stand up to make sure these people who seek to gag us, these people who do not want us to be free to speak up, that they do not succeed. So all Nigerians should wake up and understand what's going on. Nobody is free from what these people are doing, and we should not allow them to win. So I am happy that my brother Chidi has taken it upon himself to inform the population of this strategy towards gagging the population, towards closing all free spaces that are available to us Nigerians. I am happy Nigerians are listening, but we need to calibrate this message so that more people will understand and they will be able to start appealing to their assemblymen, those who represent us, because Nigeria still is supposed to be running a representative democracy. But of course, they have managed to grip those who represent us, managed to pocket them. You can imagine what it took to cajole governors all to come into one party. But of course, the democracy is not supposed to be a one-party state. But what's going on right now gives everybody serious cause for concern.
Thank you. PH, would that be all your question? PH, sir, is that all your question?
Yeah, I wanted to chip in a little bit.
If you want to do that very quickly, because I need to excuse somebody so that I can
Dr. Katch.
Yes, sir. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Dr. Katch.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to talk about the obedient movement. This is people have been calling me, asking me this question. I want to put to you now. When are they going to hear from PO? When is he going to call a meeting to tell them what is happening?
We don't need to call a meeting. The obedient movement is an organic movement. Nobody will call any meeting. I can pass messages to you. When I speak, the world hears me. That is the voice from the founding leader of the obedient movement. I am still here with you. It's not that I've not been cajoled enough to jump ship. I started this particular thing we're doing is dead now, and I'm alive. And that's why we never walk away from it. But of course, you've heard our leader, Peter Obi, is not having it easy from the Nigerian state. And that also tells you when we start calling people to meetings, of course, the state will want to start pinpointing who they want to arrest. So it's better we continue to organize organically as we are. That's much better. But to call a meeting and then they will start pinpoint and see who they could arrest, pinpoint and see who they could now go put pressure on, that is not the best. You don't reveal your strategy because we are currently in a state of siege, similar to what obtains during war period. So this is not a time for meeting. We're not doing any meeting. Everybody must do his own bit as we did in 2022, leading up to 2023 election. Organize on your own. If you want this country to be free, do the right thing. You should. Don't allow those who pay you.
So people should learn to take advantage and organize by themselves on their own.
Exactly. Organize by yourself.
This is the best thing I've heard.
Societies don't get changed by mass organization. No, it is by the actions of a few good men organizing privately on their own. It will be dangerous to expose our organic structure to faces that the government can now go after. You know what happened during the time of the protests at the toll gate in Lagos. The chance for you to come together is a time for them to pinpoint you, know who they cannot attack. We don't need to put people in any kind of danger. No, we will not do that. Organize privately, organize organically, as we have always done.
All right.
Okay. Wow. In terms of the campaign, is there any arrangement for the campaign that is coming?
Yes, the campaign is on. Peter has been doing what we plotted. He's been speaking. He has heightened up his communications. He will continue to do that. We will also continue to organize privately, organically. You don't expose yourself because those who do not like us take no prisoners. Look at what's going on in Osun State. Imagine those who are visible in organizing to make sure that the delegate governor wins. They will come take you, put you in Kefi prison, put you in Kuje prison. Don't expose yourself and give yourself free tag at your back so that they will not take you for target practice. Don't make that mistake. We will organize as we did in 2022, 2023 for us to get the results that we have. Don't expose our plots, okay? Please. All I can tell you is I'm here. I'll be communicating, be sharing with people what I think it is that are the words that will continue to make them organized privately, organically, in different parts of the world where they are, different parts of the country where they are, never to bring you to danger. I will not make that mistake. Neither will Peter make that mistake. Because once you start organizing and they see the people who are the head of different cells, they will start coming for you. They will start trying to undermine you with money. You can see what we did. Kenneth Okonkwo came and joined us, and that became a reason why he became a target for Atiku. Of course, every man has a prize. They put a prize on him, and he started singing. And maybe he's not beginning to say that he doesn't have such problem, which I described. That means what he did was simply a ploy to implode the house and then do what he did. I, Peter, Sinetume, and those who are in the know what's happened. A lot of the elite in Abuja know what happened. everything. Nothing is hidden in society. You do it within hours. Words of mouth takes them everywhere, and that's how we do when we organize in small numbers. We know what happened, so let's not show them the pictures of those that they should go after. We will continue to organize underground, do what we do, recalibrate as we did in 2022, 2023, for us to get the results that we got.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
Precious.
All right, so
Thank you.
Mr. Thrêæts, I beg, make I excuse you briefly so that I will feel let some people enter and ask questions here.
Yeah. Yes, please. Precious, let me ask a quick one.
Okay. HP, he's answered your question now, HP, so I can excuse you.
Yes, please. It's PH. It's not HP.
No, sorry,
Precious.
I mean hello rather. I was talking to hello.
Oh, okay.
Hello, because I'd asked Dr. Katch's question.
Good evening, Dr. Katch.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be with you.
You have the very response you gave tonight has probably solved some of the biggest challenges that we've had. As I speak to you, we had people made all kinds of flyers of OKDs, PODs in the diaspora. But I want to say that I hope most people that are listening to this broadcast tonight will understand that that is a risk. So if they happen to travel away from here with their pictures on those flyers as coordinators of Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, Obedient Movement, this and that, that is very risky. And I'm going to help to make sure that I share that information tonight. My question is this. You've said some good things about the government of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, some things that he has done to slow down the Fulani hegemony or invasion or things that they plan to do. And you said you agree with him in some of those things. Let's say Peter Obi, God willing, comes in. Do you think he can uphold those things that Tinubu has put in place that will reduce this pressure from the north, from the Fulanis? Do you think Peter Obi has the capacity or have the intellect or the strength or the courage to uphold those things and continue with those pressures?
The answer to that is yes. You can find that in Peter Obi's words. He said that when he comes to power and anybody kidnaps villagers and run into bushes, that he will make sure that everything that in that bush is suppressed. You know what that means? That's coded language telling you that he will not tolerate, kidnapping of citizens by these Fulani jihadists. Whether you like it or not, they are there. They've been doing what they are doing. Tinubu has allowed them to operate. Instead of telling them to slow down, what has he done? He's allowing now Sheikh Jingir to start insulting Christians, to start fighting the embers of religiosity, to use that to divide us. That's why I'm begging Nigerians, do not follow him into the gutter. We are Nigeria. We are working very safe our country. Those who seek to burn it, we will not give them the matches. Those who seek to set us against each other, we will not give them the petrol that they need. We will continue to agitate. We will continue to strategize, continue to work for a peaceful Nigeria. Some people are angry that during the last election, Peter didn't allow them to come onto the streets. No, you come onto the street, you saw what happened at the toll gate. Young people protesting for a better Nigeria, singing national anthem, carrying Nigerian flags, were mauled down, shot, and killed. What happened? We know the collaborators are today in power. So for us to get a better country, we need to plan properly. What about me? Who told you I'm not afraid for myself? But because I know what I'm doing, I didn't choose it for myself. Fate chose it for me. And I'm going to do that to the best of Nigerians. I started organizing privately, and I went to meet Donu. How did I meet Donu? I knew him in Lagos during the time when we were doing what they call the September Club. That was then in the 80s. When I met him, we became friends. I would travel from my house in Off Island or at Oluwalemu Street to his house in Ilupeju. We became close. When we came to Abuja, two of us worked in the PDP. Then we worked in the Bukola Saraki campaign, 2019. When Bukola didn't get the ticket, two of us worked together in the Atiku P2B ticket. I traveled with Atiku to 34 states. And when we won the election, Atiku ran away to Dubai. Maybe they settled them. And I remained in the country, becoming the voice of the opposition. I did all I did. Nobody gave me thank you. Nobody paid me money. But I continued. To the extent, Osibanjo said at a period, he will remove his immunity, he will take me to court. But when leaders called me and told me, don't be afraid, he will do you nothing. And I said, why do you say this? He said, for him to go to court with you, he must resign as VP because the immunity is on the office, not on him. Do you think, Katch, that he will resign? I kept quiet. Do you think so, my son? I said, no. Then according to Osibanjo, he went to meet President Buhari and told them that he's going to court against me. Buhari was laughing. Say, you want to go to court against Katch? But you've forgotten that people organized for me, even selected a wife for me, arranged in Central Mosque for me to come and get married. I ignored them. If you're going to react to everything that Katch says, you're going to kill yourself. According to Osibanjo, this is what he said publicly. After Buhari told him that he now withdrew. That's not true. He withdrew because he could not resign. I was well advised that for him to resign, he will resign from the office. Removing your immunity is not just denouncing immunity. No, the immunity is not on Yemi Osibanjo, the immunity the vice president. So for him to remove the immunity, he needed to resign from his office. I wasn't afraid. I'm still standing. When we now had the disagreement in the PDP about the president having stayed in the north for 8 years, it got to time for it to now swing to the south. Atiku now started saying he wouldn't agree. But I understood what he was doing, and I started challenging him in the PDP. I organized with Don Lukube in the PDP. I met Peter. Peter said he won't run in the PDP. I got to people like Ezife or Kwadike. He urged me to continue. I got to people like President Obasanjo. He organized for us a symposium at the International Institute of International Affairs. That symposium was moderated by Koano Yago. There, he brought Brigadier General Aton Pera as the chairman of that occasion. That was Professor Obiozo's last outing before he passed on. That was Okwadike Emeke Ezife's last outing before he passed away. As we came to Lake Abuja, I organized more meetings at the home of Pat Chidolwe in Buse. Peter came, a lot of leaders came, and they begged him, and Peter said he will run. I took my team out, and that was how we organically grew the obedient movement. And as they say, the rest is history. I am still standing here. I didn't go to start challenging Peter to give me money and start running to Atiku. I didn't do that. I'm still here with him because I knew I was grateful to him to agree and help what word I believe I owed, not him owing me. If you put money in front of public service, you will lose. And that's why we've lost a lot of people whom we thought were with us. But when the pressure of money came upon them, they now bolted to other camps where they thought they could get greener pastures. I am still standing, and I'm not dead, because I believe what I'm doing is what was destined for me to do. Those who are not destined to do this, when they do 5% or 10% of what I do, I'm sure they will not be standing as I have. But I believe this is what God wants me to do, and I'm doing it. And I'm still here with you. So I don't want you to despair. Be strengthened. Don't be afraid. If you start saying nothing will happen, no lie. Something will happen. We will win the election. P2B will win the election. I'm not going to stop until we get to the promised land. I've already seen it. From what we got, what we achieved in 2023, I know today the citizens are far more angry than they were in 2023. Look at what the economists reported about our country. Money has vanished in the pockets of Mr. Gilbert Shagir, whom Tinubu is a partner of. This is the first time 74% of the entire national budget company in which Tinubu has an interest. Is this
All right,
normal?
Okay.
And everybody's behaving like everything is okay. Not.
Oh dear, you're muted. We lost your audio. Thank you, sir. All right, the Barrys. I want to believe that's all your question, right? The Barrys. The Barrys, is that all? Okay, Mr. Obisin, good evening and welcome. Let me let you fire.
The network, for the sake of others, I will read my other question. So for the sake of others, due to time, so.
Okay, all right. Mr. Obisin, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, precious.
Sir?
Blessings, everyone.
You're welcome.
Hope you're having a swell day.
Swell, inside midnight talk. There's nothing swell. Huh? And keep me awake tonight. Say swell. Swell. When you keep me and Dr. Katch.
Because if you're in Nigeria, you're having a swell day because you can't be in that place and be this optimistic and not having a swell day. Because
Mr. Obisin, go straight to your question.
I marvel at Dr. Katch's optimism about Nigeria, but that's okay. It's good to have hope. After all, our Bible encourages us to say, "Hope maketh not ashamed." But what I want to say is the reason why Atiku is coming and coming and coming, and of course on the G100 is he wants to be the anchor man. He wants to be the person. They know that Obi is the one to go, the man to beat. And therefore, they want to ride on him, even though he wants him to be his vice. Ride on him, and then, but I just hope that on the 18th, when the whole thing comes to fall, Obi will toe a line and say, you know what, let's go this headlong. Anybody who comes aboard us, fine, let them come. Anybody who does not come, let them not come. And the whole Nigeria will do their best, you know. But what I want to say concerning what Dr. Katch said, do not mind what that Sheikh Jingir is saying. That is how we Christians are so complacent that nothing will happen. I beg, leave them now. What then they talk. But when they make their discussions in their bedroom, they come out in the open, and by providence or by whatever chance, they let it out for you to know what they are doing. And we can't just say leave them and they're just talking. Because at the end of the day, every Muslim leader that comes to Nigeria is one step away from what their main agenda is. I don't care who it is. Even if Obi hands over to Kwankwaso tomorrow, their agenda is one. And that's why Tinubu will not rebuke Sheikh Jingir. That's why none of them.
So you know, see what's in the talk, Mr. Obisin. All this one is insinuation, according to what you think, or not be say there's any fact.
Everybody, your opinion is it not insinuation? Who has looked at a ball? You know, how did they say it? Who has ever looked at a crystal ball to see what is happening tomorrow? But this is how it operates. This is how it works, because you know every time. So Mr.
Obisin, just so we don't waste time, the night is already fast.
Hold on. These few days, there was something that happened in Ghana. I don't know if you followed it. One of their sheets also came out and said anybody who speaks against their prophet.
Yes, a sheikh.
Okay. No, there's something I'm going somewhere with it.
Okay.
Then a pastor came. And they said the pastor insulted their prophet, and they arrested the pastor as well. When they arrested the pastor, they took the pastor to a police station. The police GID there went and called these other Muslim heads. One of them slapped him. At the end of the day, they arrested the man that slapped the pastor at the police station. Why was that? Why is it important? And why was this the Shiites and this other Muslim cleric? Also, why were they arrested? Because of the head, the person at the head. If a Muslim leader was at the head, probably it wouldn't have happened. And because Ghanaians have all of them, the whole nation stood up against it. Okay? And I keep saying it, and I have to keep saying it. But what I want to say is every Muslim leader that comes to power in Nigeria, Obi will do 4 years gracefully, right? They're going to fight him to stand still. Yes, he's going to fight the terrorists. But at the end of the day, the same thing they did to Jonathan. If any fight against Boko Haram is a fight against the North, that's what they're going to do to Obi. Even if Obi used all Southerners and Christians as his security chiefs, at the end of the day, they're going to fight to stand still, to make sure that Obi does not succeed. And where does that lead us? And then after Obi does 4 years, their man will come back. I don't care who he brings there, as long as it's them. So I listened to Adeola. There was one guy he brought, I've forgotten the name of that guy, a pastor, who said what they needed, what Islamic organization in the world needed was a back-to-back 10 years as a Muslim leader. If you're a Muslim leader, back-to-back. Now, Buhari did 8 years. Tinubu is now doing 12 years. So, in the eyes of the Muslim world, we're a Muslim nation. I don't care what you say. Okay? 2 days ago in Bauchi State, I heard that there was a girl they apprehended, 17-year-old girl. Somebody went to say, I want to marry you. The girl said, I'm young, I don't want to marry yet. They took him to a Sharia court. The Sharia court said he has to be married. They took to a high court. The high court said, release him. They did not release that girl. Release her. They did not release that girl. So even this thing that Chido Dinkalo said, at the end of the day, the mosques and every other NGO that is related to Islam will not obey them, but the Christians will foolishly go and obey. It is time we match them aura for aura, the way you guys say it over there. It is time we stand up to them. It is not standing up to them that has brought us this far. It is not standing up, saying that everything, oh, don't mind. At the end of the day, they're going to achieve what they want to say, because we will turn the other cheek. I have said it here the other day. If they go lower, you dig a hole under them and carry them away. That's because of too many things. And of course, I got to leave now because I have some other stuff. That's what I want to put down. Thank you.
I want to say that. I want to say to you, my dear brother, there are ways we can reaction toward provocations have come from the words of Sheikh Jingir. We know he's not alone. We know he is just throwing that as a call to divide the country along religious lines. But then, as a leader that I am, I would not start telling our people, go carry your guns, go carry your knives. No. There are ways we've done things. Don't forget, as I said earlier, this didn't start today. But yes, the docility of Christians has worsened this thing. Because when you keep quiet and things keep happening, the man who gains from it thinks is a norm and he can continue. Don't worry. We know what's going on. We're not going to tell people openly in the public what we're going to do. But in public, I will continue to raise a voice that is respected of leaders, of calm. So that I tell you, don't react to him, don't go gaga about his words, does not mean that we do not know what to do. But all he has done is to expose what had been discussed privately, since he's not saying them in the open. Let me tell you, Muslims are actually frustrated that despite everything they've done since 1978, Nigeria, till tomorrow morning, remains a Christian majority country. You're not going to suddenly have majority because Buhari, Abacha, and Babangida did coup and wrote decrees that gave Muslims advantage. We have to organize. We have to organize. You know, there are Christian leaders. I've been getting them here, like Kumuyi, like Adeboye. Those are the kind of leaders that white Christian leaders in Turkey, the Muslim took over the land. Adeboye has been exposed for who he is. And I've been saying that for a very long time. You saw him justifying the killings of Christians, even telling Christians to support the same party that had been in power and have, through their complacency, have become very, very complicit in the killings. But then you have to have, in a society where you have diversity, such compromised leaders like Pastor Adeboye and Pastor Kumuyi. They do exist. Don't pretend that they do exist. But thank God you see every leader is not compromised. You had the voice, and that's the way you should be. So let's not get too frightened about these things that people do. Please, all I want to beg you is don't fall provocations. Don't allow them to force you to lead other Christians to go kill themselves. That's the wrong way to go about it. We need to be strategic. And that strategy means now that Jingir has come out in the open and exposed what we've known all along, we too have to plot our own intelligently and not be noisy in public space. That's my way. If I now try to match him action for action, word for word, the place could go up in smokes. And we as leaders should refrain from doing that. Restrain ourselves as much as we can. That's the best I can tell you when I'm okay. You know, it doesn't need to be we kill, we kill. No, that's not the way to do it. Some people may just want to set the country ablaze. Do you know? Maybe his intention is he says this, people react to him. Before you know it, the country is plunged into mayhem. I don't think that is proper. There are different ways to get to Onitsha. You can go to Onitsha by flying to an airport near it. You can get to Onitsha by hitchhiking on somebody's vehicle. You can even take your own car and go there, or you can take your money, go to the motor park, pay for your ticket and get there. So there are several ways we can do this thing to save our people, to help our people. We don't all have to be mad at the same time. That's what I must tell you. But don't worry, we're not foolish. That's the reason why God created this country the way it is and made us who we are. Don't be afraid. Don't despair. We have our own plots.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Obisin, thank you. And that's all from you. T.Y. Danjuma, good evening and welcome, sir.
Good evening, Precious. Good evening, Dr. Katch. Good evening, viewers and those on the platform. Doctor, thank you so much for the time and your dedication to the cause of.
We should thank him very well. He didn't have time today. He see what when people are keeping working mad awake and allowing him to talk Nigerian matter. Please.
Thank you for your boldness. You have been quite, in my assessment, different from some of the other ones that we see, like Tinubu and some other people. You know, you've been quite different.
Sir, Mr. T.Y. is here. I don't know. I didn't hear what you talk. I said, make I hear what you talk.
Dr. Katch, don't hear what you talk.
Okay, Dr. Katch, you understand what he's saying?
Yes.
Yes, I know.
Okay. So often are they speaking Bise language where I don't know.
Yes. Now we spoke Latin there.
When the gentleman talked about my brother and Chief Onitiri, that's because they lived together near when the boy was growing up and knew who he was right from the time of conception.
I don't know what you people are talking about. I'm lost, though. I'm lost, sir.
I know. Don't worry. You don't need to.
Explaining.
This is coded language. This is coded language. Okay.
Yes, Dr.
And I'm surprised Mr. Onitiri has not come publicly to even chastise and criticize Mr. Sheikh Jingir's words. And that tells you
And so people are also complaining that Atiku has not also condemned. The only politician who really condemned him is Kwankwaso. Why has Atiku not also condemned what he said?
Because Kwankwaso is, Atiku is working on the same platform with that Jingir. He thinks that this Nigeria should be a Muslim country. That's why he doesn't want a Christian to be president. Anytime Atiku sees a Christian to rule, he comes in to undermine the Christian so that the Muslim will work. Atiku is actually working for Tinubu.
Sir, no, this will not be true. You know, go fix Atiku. Atiku don't always get in ambition. For 1998, when he contest, he work for Tinubu. You know, work for him now. For 2007, Tinubu help him even using in this thing, in party. So he no work for Tinubu then now. So sir, no, now people no go agree that one. No. They go say no.
Well,
true.
by working to undermine P2B when it was Peter Ton years of the presidency being in the north, for he don't forget Atiku was the man that for equity in 2013.
Okay, when he lead the new PDP,
when
NPDP
he formed
come
the
up
NPDP,
we joined together with APC now, from APC.
Good.
Oh,
and the north has ruled for 8 years. So why is Atiku still not wanting the presidential pendulum that's been in the north for 8 years to now swing to the south? Don't you understand this? And that's why we say he works with those people to make sure no Christian emerges. But of course, what we are, nothing in life comes easily. And that's why we're fighting, to make sure that we don't give people like him what he wants. So we're working. He may have gone around to talk to people, arrange them. You know, they tried this thing before. They do this. He is still doing it. But I can assure you it will not work. P2B will be on the ballot for the presidential election. Take that to the bank.
okay,
So,
sir.
2 quick questions, Dr. Katch, and I'll give way because I understand there are people in the background. When on this platform, there's been some contention.
There's still space, so people can come in if they want to. There's still space. So go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, there's been some contention over the issue of whether Nigeria is an Islamic state or not. So my first question to you is Nigeria an Islamic state? That's one. 2.
No. Nigeria is a secular state, though it has a Christian majority.
So why are we a member of IOC?
Those are fraudulent maneuvers by members of the military class, the same people who wrote Sharia and advantages for Muslims into the supposedly manual which we currently use as a constitution. They've tried to do all this by force, and yet it's not working. As I told you, check all the correlations with population density. Look at school enrollment. Look at the bank record. Look at the hospital records. Nigeria till tomorrow remains a Christian majority country. The fact that Muslims did coup, Buhari, Babangida, and Abacha, and wrote all those laws does not mean nothing. We're now agitating for a proper country because countries get successful through structure and leadership. We don't have a structure, we don't have good leadership because what you have is a state capture. And that's when our people see it. So whatever it is Sheikh Jingir said, I'm asking Nigerians to don't take such lunatics seriously. He is purely a lunatic. And you can see those kind of people. Their frustrations, only them know why they are frustrated the way we are. But I can assure you, Nigeria will continue to remain a Christian majority country.
Okay, thank you very much. The other question, there was also an issue here. I think you've addressed it in the past, and but they still someone still keeps regurgitating it, and that question is whether it is true that unless we rewrite the constitution between now and the election. I don't see how that is possible, but just assuming without conceding that the view that if we don't rewrite the constitution or amend it, whichever, then we're just wasting our time. Tinubu remains. Is that how true? What's your assessment? What's your opinion of that view? Thank you.
I do not think Tinubu's remaining or not remaining is based on the rights of the Constitution. Tinubu will not be there if the people vote him out and the votes are allowed to stand. It's very simple, Constitution or not. The thing you call Constitution is a military manual. We didn't see it. It was handed over to Obasanjo after he was sworn in. He didn't read the Constitution, nothing. So since that time, we've been trying to get that manual replaced with a set of documents that is agreed to by we the people. That has not happened. But then we have sustained. And now you're not seeing this Muslim attempt to conquer the country, subjugate us, is now being funded by people like Sheikh Jingir. Sheikh Jingir is not the first. Those who imposed a Muslim ticket knew it wouldn't work. And that was why when the election was on and people would be all over the place with the exit poll, the Muslims who were with Buhari stopped the collection. And when we say why, they say they glitch. The owners of the server say there's no glitch. They say shut up, there's a glitch. What happened? They didn't give Tinubu. They sold him the presidency. Since they are the ones who have performed the glitch, you want it? He said yes. And he told them, if you now go on to go bring someone else from the north, I will join Peter Obi and his people to start another Nadeko. So embarrassed that way, they now gave it to him, but they didn't give it to him as a party man. They sold the presidency to him as he confessed openly. So when they now started fighting him that he refused to include them in government, because for him, it's a transactional thing. They've been paid off. They said no. What he gave them was cola, that they must share them in government. He refused. What happened? They started fighting him. Before you knew it, their brothers plotted a coup, and the security people arrested the people that did the coup. They broke his party, formed the ADC. What happened? He's been fighting with them, and as you can see, El-Rufai is now incarcerated in the way that nobody can come and do the bail. The way the bail things are structured is like asking you to go and get your wives to come and bail you. And then the wife you bring, they say, madam, where is your court papers for marriage? Say, the man no carry me go court. He didn't do this. The man will stay there forever, because if it is like the customary marriage and he just took a wife and then the man lives with him like most Nigerian men do, and then they say, where is your court papers, your marriage papers, to show that you're the wife before you can bail him? The man will stay there because most families don't have court registries being part of the annotations of their marriages. So that's how it is in Kaduna. They have given conditions that no traditional ruler can meet. Before traditional rulers who actually serve under the local government chairman can do anything, they will take permission from the governor, who will give instructions to the Commissioner for Local Government Affairs, who manages such issues. So it's a difficult thing. And that's why when I said the other time on a different television station, I said Tinubu's case with El-Rufai is a family case. Don't forget, they were dancing booga together in London. They were also working together at Chatham House. El-Rufai was asking questions on behalf of Tinubu. So if they combine to do what they did, and El-Rufai is now confessing Peter Obi won, you should understand what it is. Things have gone wrong. They've arrested El-Rufai and they put him in detention. That's you. I pray that his rights be respected and he should be allowed bail as every citizen should be. But of course, Tinubu is a different kind of politician. You can see what he's doing currently in Osun State. These things are not democratic. These things are not acceptable in conducively polite and civil societies. But they're happening. They're happening. As I was saying earlier, look at the issue of our national budget. Tinubu is not accounting. He doesn't account to Nigerians. And that's why they don't trust him. Because in leadership, the most valuable tool in leadership is trust. You gain that trust when you're openly accounting to the citizens. You know, I remember when I was president of my alumni association, every time I get money, I post it on the alumni's, WhatsApp forum. So at every time, members of my alumni will see how much has been paid, will see the monies because everything you do, the bank alerts come, I post them on the WhatsApp forum of the alumni association. So nobody even asked me to give account when I handed over power. And that's what accountability is. If you're not openly and honestly accountable, the people are not going to trust you. And that's the trust deficit that Tinubu does have. So for me, it's not good for us. And I have done my own bit to try to bring a better society into being. All of us have to put our hands together to work at this, okay? We have to do that. If we do not work together to bring a better country for our children, my dear brothers, nobody will do it for us. So we have a lot of work to do. As for those who will be compromised, who will take money, look the other way, and even work for politicians who are willing to snatch it, grab it, and run with it, their children will also suffer, as my own children will suffer. Okay, so that nobody is immune from this thing. The money you collect. So for us to chart a better course and then prepare a better tomorrow for us in our remaining lifetime and our children and our offsprings, generations after us, we have to start now to work together to build a better society. Don't say it's not possible. Don't say, don't worry. No, that's why I admonished the gentleman the other time when he said nothing can happen. Something can happen. And that's why I beg those who are not willing to do anything should not discourage those who are willing to do something to bring about a better Nigeria. I believe that a better society is possible.
Thank you, Doctor. Someone I would have exited, but someone just asked me to ask you another question. So please indulge me question before they pass.
I don't need to exit. I don't think any more person is trying to join the live.
Okay.
See what
I see. I see they pass out there. And the question the person is asking has to do with the judiciary. Do you think that things would have been different if we had the judiciary that in the mold, if we have people in the judiciary in the mold of Justice Oputa, Kayode Shaw, and the like? Do you think if we had it in 2023, or if we have a judiciary that will rule according to what we know justice, the way justice is dispensed, do you think it would have made a difference in spite of all the nonsense that we see going on? Thank you.
Yes, it will have. But the judiciary was captured by Buhari when he removed Justice Onogen, because he knew Onogen wasn't going to accept the kind of mess he did. And once the judiciary was captured, you remember all those who worked towards the capturing of judiciary? Rotimi Amechi was part of it. Rotimi Amechi worked very well to bring down President Goodluck. Today, Amechi is on the ticket. So who's going to vote for him? Not the people in the South, not people in Southern Nigeria. Amechi is part of our problem. And today, him and Atiku, who formed with his MPDP, the APC, and brought them to power, are part of our problem. There is no way that ticket means well for Nigeria. They belong to the bad gang that undermine our progression towards a better society. Tell me. Okay, so the judiciary was damaged then. Amechi was part of those who damaged the judiciary. And today, he's part of those who will be complaining about how the judiciary is also captured in this holistic state capture of the Nigerian state by the Sunni minority. So for me, I believe that all of us have to put our hands together to work for a better country. It's no good you join the baddies, damage the country, then you come back and start telling me to elect you. Who are you? Those who killed the goat are now the ones telling us that they have some magic to resuscitate the goat from death. It's not true. Find those who have been fighting to say that the goat shouldn't be killed the way they killed it. That's how societies change. You don't bring the same bad people you know, to Atiku and Amechi, look at them. Amechi that organized to remove Goodluck. Amechi that organized with Buhari and Co. to bring APC in. They are the ones now telling you they can fight the same APC. How? Because all the strategies and tactics they know, the APC people know it. So let us take these fresh people who have been with us all along. And that's why I think that people should support P2B. Okay? Even if we're talking about equity, the North has gone for 8 years. No Northerner should be asking that he be put there. I know Atiku. He will go around, talk to all these people, organize them before he say he's calling for minting of G100. That's just scam. It doesn't work. Intelligently and respectfully tell the public, you have decided to allow the South have their own. You step down, P2B and Kwankwaso move forward and to fight, duke it out with Tinubu at the election. That's the way to do this thing. No other thing will work. Nothing else will work. I can take that to the bank.
Dr. Katch.
PH, please kindly hold on a little. Let people who haven't asked questions answer.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So CJ, please go ahead very quickly. CJ, are you there?
Yes.
CJ. All right.
I can hear you. Greetings, Dr. Katch. So I just want to thank you for a couple of things, and I think sometimes it's good to hear different voices to confirm what we are thinking or what we've been saying. There are a lot of things you said tonight. I've listened to you carefully, and it confirmed a lot of things I've said on this platform that has been pushed back. There's a saying that says, when an old man sits in the house and watch two youngsters fighting, says nothing, does nothing, either he's an instigator or he's a very cunning old man. So what am I saying? The issue of the Mr. Jingir, the Osun State, the senator one, you're very much aware of that, what the senator said in Osun State. I don't need to repeat those evil words. And a whole lot of other things that have been going on. The deafening silence of our president. And tonight, last night I said about Atiku as well, who hasn't come out to condemn those comments. Confirmed, you actually, confirmed that. But I got pushed back last night. How do I know? What do I think? No, that is a confirmation that anything that goes, even the freezing and unfreezing account of Osun State, I said here, that would not, how would a non-state act, this man, Deleke said it was the APC candidate that ordered EFC to approve to freeze the account. He said that was in a town hall meeting. He said that he quoted, not me. And I asked myself, what power has he got to order EFC to freeze the account, state account? This man is not an incumbent governor. He's not the president of Nigeria. I don't know what sort of power. You probably can help me clear that out because I'm still confused. And I did say, this is my comment. I went straight and I always say how I feel about it and how I say it. I said, no human being in Nigeria would have frozen any state account without the approval of the man at the top. I said, Mr. President knows about it. He came out and put a fake statement later. He was embarrassed, blah, blah, blah. So if he could unfreeze, he could as well freeze. That was my word on this comment. And then I said, his silence on the statement that been made, he was very much approved. He approved these statements because they're working for him. He plays into his circles, the people he's looking to appeal, the Muslim tickets, that voters that he's looking to appeal to. That's why he can't say anything. And I'm not surprised that Atiku hasn't said much either. So that's the thing. So you can comment on that. But my biggest question here for you is the in two pays. Does any Nigerian life matter, Dr. Katch?
Yes, Nigerian lives matter.
Okay, Nigerian lives matter. Okay, right.
Nigerian lives matter. What you have seen about you're asking this because holistically, if you look at everything that's been going on in the past 8 years, 10 years, yes, you can ask that question, but I want you not to ask such questions. You have Muslims in power, Buhari and his cabal, and he did encourage very much the importation of foreigners whom we think are Muslims, and then allows them to start a jihad, heading Christians after killing a lot of them into IDP camps and taking over their lands. Tinubu comes in, he does nothing about it. Instead, he pays lobbyists to try to cover or try to preach against what's going on. You know, for you to be able to repair a problem, you need to admit that problem exists. But where you're now denying that problem doesn't exist, how are you going to seek to fix it? And don't also forget, a lot of us Nigerians, no matter their religion, are so poor that they could easily be compromised with money. And those who think they're getting advantage through political positioning and, of course, access to money, become compromised by such thoughts of advantages to be gotten from such things that are used as the protocols for forcing them into compromise. In this case, either financial inducement, contractual advantages, or political promotions. And these are the ones who will keep quiet, they wouldn't talk. And yes, it's dangerous when the population starts looking at such already weakened leaders. Now, what you have to now do is check amongst yourself, organize amongst yourself, and then do what you do, but be careful about releasing your words to the keep a lot amongst you and amongst your circle, whom you plot with, whom you seek to fight politely. As I said earlier, societies don't get saved when everybody comes together. No. Societies see their fortunes change for good through the work of a few good men. Look at the United States. It's not everybody that is now in charge of the AI propagations. It's a few people. You look at Mr. Hansen Huang, Jensen Huang, a few, those of them who are doing that in the technology industry. What they're doing today is propagating a lot of things, and we call that AI new sector. A few good men is all it takes to change society. So a few good people in Nigeria will come together without being seen and then work things out for good. But also, as I'm talking to you, me and you should also enlist ourselves in our own ways. Use my life as an example. I enlisted myself, did the things I did. I didn't get money from Peter. Of course, you saw some of the people who came to work with me started looking for money. When they started insulting Peter, of course. And I told him, I said, if you don't go to court, that means there are things you're not telling me. He's gone to court. Let the man who said that Peter is a thief, he's conniving, he's a criminal, let him go prove it. And then say all that things he say he will say. And that's all I want. Then I will know I'm not a fool. You know, I close my eyes and I just follow him. And some tell me, Katch, you're going to regret. I say, I won't regret. Because what you look for in him is not what I look for in him. Advantages you seek for yourself is not what I seek for myself. And that's just the game. It doesn't take everybody to think like me. Only a few of us, in this case, 2 of us, me and Omobado Inukukwe, may his soul rest in peace. That was all it took in the PDP. Because I knew I couldn't do it alone. And then,
all right,
as they say, the rest is history. So you can do the same. You can do the same. Think alike and let's work alike. Let's organize privately. Be talking every time with Precious, spreading the word with the platform Precious gives us. That is it. That's what it is. That's what it takes. We don't need to be 1 million Nigerians doing this. How many of us? Maybe 10 people on the panel were talking, and she's there giving us the platform. But it goes a long way because people listen to the things we say. We do influence people. That's the truth. And I want all of you to enlist yourself for the sake of a better tomorrow for your children, for members of your family who do not know how to fight. Let us fight for them by thinking together, by organizing together, and then bringing a better Nigeria to generations yet unborn.
Thank you, sir. So somebody did ask a question. Sorry, Mr. CJ, give me a moment.
I just want to finish my question. There's one last question I've got for Dr. Katch. Dr. Katch, this question is very close to my heart. We've had a heated debate earlier on about this question. And it's painful, it's shameful, it's disgraceful. And I'm sure you will take this question to your principal, Mr. Obi. And if he does become the president of Nigeria come 2027, how does he plan to improve life expectancy of Nigeria, the most populated black nation on earth, being at the bottom of the league? Life expectancy, we are 54, behind pretty much everybody in the world. It's painful. So what it means is that to live in Nigeria, you're expected to die at the age of 55 average. Let me put it, that's what it is. I didn't come up with this, but why? And second question on that is, whose responsibility is that on? Is that on does that start with the politicians, or is it just we don't take good care of ourselves? What is it? Whose responsibility is it?
It starts from leadership. When Peter Obi was governor of Anambra State, Anambra was at the bottom of the education ladder. He took it from that bottom to number 2 and number 1 in education. That's what it is. When Peter Obi came in as governor, there was so much crime. By the time he stayed there for 4 years, the Inspector General of Police started saying that Anambra is the most peaceful of states. These things are things that can be accomplished through leadership. If the leader is corrupt, every other person behind him will be corrupt. If the leader leads by example, everybody will fall in line. That's what it is. What you're asking for is to be solved through leadership. If the leader does something honest, no, I don't want, please don't give me any land. Give it for the people. Build estates. Make the pricing affordable. Others around him will follow. That's why I said societies around the world change through two things: structure and good leadership. And we don't have that in Nigeria. So that's why we ask that we be restructured. We could be restructured along congruency of ethnicity. That's what you have in Europe. The Poles, the Germans, the Wales, the English. You have the Irish. That's how they organize. Nothing stops us from organizing along that line instead of the balkanization that the British did. Look at what they did in the East. I tell you, the Niger Delta is not a tribal area. It's a geographical area consisting of the people within the deltaic tributaries of the Niger River. No, but because during the Kīllīngs Commission, the British saw a lot of hydrocarbon occurrence within the Niger Basin. What did they do? The people who lived there, they now started a program of trying to de-Ibonize the riverine areas of the Niger area, getting Nigerians to change their names to, like, David West was Oswago. Now they answer David West. And a lot of families like that start bearing the name of English ship captains. How is it possible that Africans are bearing English names? That's not true. So all that trying to convert people, even getting people like me and others to deny our Igbo ancestry and heritage, I refuse. But that does not mean that there are not Igbos who also refuse. Some of them agree to even deny their Igbo ancestry. Yet, in their village is the Igbo market days of Afo Nkwo Eke Ori. They bear Igbo names, you know, they bear Kachi, Chuku, Dibia. They have their children bear Igbo names. Or if their market days are Igbo markets, they speak the Igbo language, but with a dialectic differential, because the Kwere man has a different dialect from the Soka man. From the Ebony man has a different dialect from the Onisha man. Yet they are all Igbos. And now the Nigerian state forces you to deny yourself. This is wrong. And that's why I say the war is over. Let us be able to tell our children the truth about our heritage ancestry. No society grows when you get people to keep denying their heritage. The Nigerian state encourages people to do this. It's wrong. It is wrong. And do you know something? The particular discovery of hydrocarbon occurrence that was discovered in the Niger Basin, within the Obaru Basin, in between Obaru in River State in Indiana and Obaru in Anambra State, where you have Atani, in the middle, has the largest hydrocarbon occurrence than anywhere else onshore in Africa. And that was what caused that trouble. As I speak to you today, that particular belt, that massive gas occurrence that's the largest in the whole of Africa, is in Imo State. So all those hanky-pankies the Nigerian state did still did not work. So why don't we stop and start telling ourselves the truth? Why get me to try to deny who I am? Why divide me and my brothers in River State? It's only yesterday those Igbos in Delta, like led by Ned Nwoko, started saying they are Igbo openly. And you have younger people, Igbos in Akwa Ibom, in Owakem Ndoki people, Igbos in Rivers, Igbos in Benue, Igbos in Kogi, Igbos in Igbakere, in Edo State, coming out now, young people, to say they are Igbo. Why should the Nigerian state drive this kind of evil exercise? It's wrong. And I want to unite our people. Let us come together as people of one. The Yorubas, the Edo, and the Igbo are same, because the Proto-Igbo expansion was westwardly when we came through the Congo, through Ikom, and spread across West Africa. We're the same people. We're the same people. Why are people bringing divide and rule? Why? You know the Fulani, they're not indigenous here. They came here to Nigeria during the Ottoman period as slave catchers. The British further employed them to administer over the Hausa states, report back to the British in what we regarded in history as indirect rule. Today, the Fulani are killing Hausas, killing Biroms, killing Angas, killing thieves, killing Bachamas, killing people in Southern Kaduna to take over their land. Why that? Why should we keep quiet when our brothers are being killed? And I keep preaching to you, insecurity being meted against the people in Benue is a threat to security to people in all your states. People folded their arms, just like it was said in that poem. They came for the Jews and they say, no, I'm not a Jew. They came for the trade unions and they say, I'm not a trade union. They came for the Catholic, they say, I'm not a Catholic. By the time they came for you, no one is there to defend you. We need to come together and defend everybody. We are people of same blood. We share same genes. The Yoruba and Igbos have up to 99% same DNAs. Why? Because the expansion shows that they are all same people. It's Igbos that went to Bini. It's them that also went to Yoruba land. We are the same people. We should preach this unity that unites us, not using religion as Sheikh Jingir and other mad people with him seek to use religion to divide Nigerians. It is wrong. I condemn it. And I condemn those who stay silent in the face of this kind of evil provocation. We have been divided enough since the time of the British. We've been divided enough since from the time of the Civil War. Is it not time we start uniting ourselves? Why is Tinubu keeping quiet and allowing Jingir to implode Nigeria? Why? What does Tinubu gain when Jingir does this? What advantage would Tinubu gain to divide us along religious lines? Why is he quiet? Why are all those people who keep abusing P2B not now talking back to Jingir? Where are all those Daniel Boalas? Where is Onanuga? Where is Kenneth Okonkwo? Where are all these people? They're being quiet because they do not offend the Islamic masters that they serve. This is wrong. All of us are Nigerians, despite our religions, despite our tongue. We are people from same stock. All of us belong to the Kwa language group. All of us are the same. We share similar genes. So why are we dividing ourselves? Tell me, what are we afraid of ourselves for when we are brothers? That's why I will never speak to inflame passions and allow Nigerians to react in similar state to Sheikh Jingir. I will condemn him and condemn those who tolerate him. Condemn those who think they can gain advantage from his divisive, evil words and bad rhetorics. And I enjoin all Nigerians to condemn such actions. Let us do those things that will bring us together. That's what I'm telling you now. We are all people of the same stock. We belong together. Either we work to stop such behaviors, or we may all just perish together as idiots. And I don't think that's a better option.
Thank you, Dr. Katch. I actually echo your
Thank
view,
you.
and I share. All I want is good governance. I don't support any any particular religious group or against one another, anything. All I advocate for is good governance for my people, and just want to see the fortunes of my people improve. It doesn't matter who is in power, but if we can get a leader who is not corrupt, who really cares about Nigeria, who wants to use our resources to look after our people, that's all I'm asking for, really. I'm not one who advocates for Yoruba, Hausa, or Igbo, or that.
Thank you,
Just
CJ.
I want
10
one
minutes
Nigeria.
fast spent, please.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Dr.
Thank
Katch,
you
very
very
quickly,
much.
somebody
It's
asked
really
and
good
said,
being with you people.
thank you, sir. CJ Oji asked if wouldn't Kwankwaso also feel betrayed? And then he said, Obi should pair fighting terrorists in the north with positive economic educational initiatives in the north too, and work with Kwankwaso on that. I don't know if you'd like to respond to this alongside Mr. PH. You have a second question. The second question from Mr. PH. Mr. PH, please. I'm hurry with it. We need to release. That is almost three.
Just a quick one. Dr. Katch. Dr. Katch, can you hear
Yes,
me?
I'm here.
He can hear you. Go ahead, please.
After all these fights, at the end of it, Obi wins. Would you like to work with him to be in his government?
I'm working with him already. If he becomes president, of course, I'd like to work, continue to work. I seek a better country. I'm already working. I was working.
Thank you very much. That is what I want to hear.
Agreed to become the leader.
With all this, your talent, all this, your knowledge, all these things you're passing around, you need to be in the government to build a better Nigeria.
I've been in government. I'm in government. As you see me, I mean, today as I'm talking to you, I'm part of government. I've been in government since from the time of President Obasanjo. I was in government during Yar'Adua. I was in government during Goodluck Jonathan. I, Kachi, did the 12 debates, PDP, APC debate, me and Lai Mohammed. Go back and you just Google it. PDP, APC debate. It was me and Lai Mohammed. So if from that period I have shown, which I have sustained till today, you should understand I'm in government. Even as we are talking now, we are contributing ideas on how to progress governance in Nigeria. I believe as I'm doing this, I am in government, and that's what it is. Listen, a lot of governors and political leaders appreciate what I'm doing, and I'm very grateful to them for that. People call me every time. Look at my intervention in Rivers State and what is happening. Because of that intervention, the Sheikh of Borno made some comments, at some outpost somewhere in the south, because I tried to bring up to them that some of them say we didn't have any governance before they came here. No. And I quoted them that the Arab Confederacy ran from 1640 to 1900. It was stopped by the Anglo-Arrow War. The British then defeated the Arrow, took over. And so I don't think anybody should say that we're not doing what we should do. I will continue to serve the people. I am part of government. What I'm doing is part of governance structure. I am a voice of opposition. That is part of the democracy. As they do that, I have the courage to share with you, talk to you, organize, get people to be headhunted and put him there. And I'm still supporting him. So there are reasons why I am giving this much to society. Okay? And I'm not going to stop. Probably this is what I was cut out to do, and I'm happy to do it. And that's why I'm grateful to God that He's been guiding me. As all of us know, some people may not have been as lucky as I am. Some may have probably fallen apart. Somebody asked me the other day, why is it nobody touches you? I said, because I'm honest, I'm straight. I don't take the flower from the young girl, because if you take a young girl's flower, you know what that means? She will embarrass you in public the day you deny her. So if you collect money from these people, the day you go against them, they will come for your neck.
Thank you very, very much for your good work. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
According to Precious, your reward is on earth here, not in heaven. You got your reward here, okay?
I'm already enjoying my rewards. I am a grandfather.
Thank you very much,
my
sir.
children are all out of university. I have great children. I have great family. All of them very well educated, brilliantly so too. And I'm happy, and I have a good life. You know, I go for walks. I enjoy good time every time I see. You know, my eyes also feed. I see pretty women, I appreciate them. I see good gentlemen, I appreciate them. So I'm alive. Look at just the chance to gaze upon Precious even gives me advantage. So I'm alive and I'm well.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you for a good job.
Sir. So before I let you go, make I just tell you something quickly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before I let you go, Dr. Katch, make I tell you something quickly. So some delegates, Nigerian delegates, the United States right now on a visit to the United States official over the bilateral agreement or relationship with them get, security relationship with APC then get. And as I make I tell you, see this thing with the happen, Dr. Katch, some people are not fair. So this particular lobby firm where be say Atiku hire, come open my come they talk say this delegates them say they no agree the high they no agree the high-powered officials for inside the Trump administration no agree see them. That is vice. You know the last time when they go, Vice President Vance and Marco Rubio and all that see them. This time around, say they don't see them. Say they hand them over to one small person, an undersecretary, to you see them. You understand? Even when somebody even see them, somebody come tag and contact and say no. When they went the other time, somebody visited see now it is based. Not to mention that you can't even talk. He say no. Say that will not be true. Whose audio is on? Please, PH, help me turn off your audio, please. Anybody whose audio is on, kindly mute yourself. So now the firm come report, quick, come talk say no. Say the fact say then be see Vance and Marco Rubio then say that before then the lobby firm go report to President Trump administration and the US Congress say it gets some drug records related issue with the happen for there. Say right now, say Trump administration no go want publicly be associated with person where be say get that kind of record. Something like that. Now you stop. Something like that. So Katch, that kind of thing, this kind of thing with this lobby firm they bring up now, what's be the need? And do you think that there is any need for the US Secretary of State to see NSA Tinubu Ribado and Bianco Juko, our Foreign Affairs Minister, and it doesn't make any sense for even the Vice President to see them. I mean, they have been attended to by officials of the United States. Is that not enough? No matter the official, why is this lobby firm? What this lobby firm now? What's in they stand to gain for this kind of thing, sir?
Well, the lobby firm simply wants to clarify what's going on. At the time when the U.S. Wanted to invade Nigeria, and they wanted to be a peaceful invasion, even though the Nigerian governments were in denial of the atrocities then being committed by the jihadists. They got the National Security Advisor to come in and sign all the papers, giving the U.S. all authorization that they desired and sought for to come here, and nothing happened. So they finish using them. There's no need to see them at such high level. To send them to small boys, let them go talk. So nothing wrong with that. I think the Americans have gotten what they want, and that those signatures, they've gotten it, they've signed it, and they have them in their pockets. They're here, and they're the powers here. So Nigeria running to Turkey, those things can happen. Once Americans are on the ground, you don't mess. And of course, you know, it is now election period. If the Tinubu administration doesn't behave itself, it could get the Maduro's treatment. So going to the US, trying to give the impression that things are ODK doesn't work. I've told you that before. When people were arguing with me, I said, look, they are talking to the Americans. We are also talking to the Americans at the very highest level. So that's why I told you people, don't despair. Thank God you've seen it now, that Americans are not receiving them as they did before. Before they needed them to sign those papers and sign everything away to the US. The US now have the papers, everything. So, so the lobby, man, is simply informing the people.
I didn't hear you well. Did you say Maduro treatment? I didn't. Did you say
the Maduro
treatment?
treatment is a treatment method to non-democratic leaders who do not allow democracy to thrive, and in a place where America already has interests. America has interests, is a geopolitical interest in Nigeria. The Russians are currently in control of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger. So can't allow the Russians to progress across sub-Saharan Africa. The Russians already have locked in the Sahel. So Americans are in Nigeria to stop that progressing. And that's what's going on. So whether Nigerian acrobatics sees them go to Turkey, go to anywhere, is not true. Once you're in the jaw of the crocodile, you're just in between the devil and the deep blue sea. So it's where Nigeria is in the hands of the Trump administration is good for all Nigerians who hope for a better country tomorrow. So that's why I tell you, if they misbehave, they could gain the Maduro treatment. So we're watching. We know how these things work. And don't worry, let's keep watching. Let's keep watching. But don't despair. Nobody should lose hope. There are things I can't say right now, but it gives me a lot of cause to be happy. I know where we are. I know what we're doing currently, the opposition with the US government.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Katch. I have to release you now. This is almost exactly 3 a.m. And I'd like to say a big thank you, sincere apologies for how the show you spun out today because of the wahala. But thank you for making it up to us irrespective of your very tight schedule. I appreciate you big time. Thank you so much, Dr. Katch.
Thank you very much.
Mr. CJ. Thank you, T.Y. Danjuma. Thank you, the Barrys. Thank you. Oh, I don't hear waiting, Dr. Katch talk. You people should buy yourself. Go and mobilize yourself. Not tomorrow. Now you say they say because it did not happen.
I got very important one. I had a good one today because there's been so much disagreement, argument amongst the obedience in the US. So, but Dr. Katch just answered, and I'm going to spread that on from now on.
Okay. So please,
thank you all. Be good. Organize amongst yourself
and your money.
Don't expose your strategy. There are paid compromised persons amongst you. Hold your ship to your chest. Be good. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night and God bless you, sir. Thank you. And to everyone who's been part of the show, it's always a pleasure to have you guys join us. Thank you so very much. Thank you for being
well done, precious.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I love you guys and I appreciate you. I must let you guys retire now. It's already 3 a.m. At the meantime, remember to like and share this post. Share it so that more and more people will see them to know what they talk about for inside this place. And then, as you worry about Nigerian matter, I beg try to protect your mental health because he who worries about Nigerian problem and runs away lives to worry another day. So please try and protect your mental health. I love on our way. Good night and God bless you. Thank you and bye.